Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to Construction Simulator 2, and we are ignoring the "you cannot drive this here" warning. I've done a bit of checking and I should be able to use this here. I don't know why, I was just thrown off by those warnings, I guess. So we're going to try and use this. Let's lower our excavator down like so, push it down to about there and start driving forward, and we should start moving the earth. There we go. Pull it back before we go too far. Yeah, I've made a kind of a mess of this entranceway already, so you're going to have to be careful in this first bit. I need to kind of push that blade down a bit more, I think. Maybe just tweak the angle slightly. There we go. Try and push this earth forward. We haven't done ourselves any favours with the stuff that we excavated. It's kind of made a bit of a mess of this area. So this is going to be a little bit tricky when we try and correct that. Raise the bucket arm up a bit as well. Plus I find it tricky to use the steering like this with, you know, each track independently controlled. I find that a little bit tricky. What are we getting caught on? Swing the camera around. There's a little bit of solid ground there which is catching. Let's try attacking like that. This is not going as well as I'd hoped it would, and I'm pressing all the wrong buttons for the tracks. Again, just finding that a little bit trickier than I'd like. Just getting used to this control system for the tracks, I think, is probably the hardest thing. It's not a vehicle type that we tend to use on a regular basis. So it's not like something that we learn through repeated use. It's something that so at least as far as I've gone so far, has been through quite limited use, mainly of my tracked excavator rather than the dozer. You can see we're starting to make some headway on this area now. Yeah, we're right on the edge there, look, in terms of the border as to where we need to be, which is why we're getting those kind of rough areas around the edge here. We're digging into an area we probably shouldn't be. A bit tricky here. Let's try that again. Yeah, I'm catching on something. It keeps pivoting me round. This is rough going. I might actually have to use the excavator to clear that little bit there. Let's see if I can lower the bucket down again. Try and push my way through. That might help, actually. There we go. Again, hit that sort of solid lump. Finally we gain a bit of traction and we can push through again. I don't think we're low enough yet. Let's start working on this area over here. So again, I want to lower that bucket down, start pushing. Seeing that big sort of wave of mud, that's just quite, you know, quite funny. It's not obviously supposed to do that, but it's because of like the solid wall that we're trying to dig into there. we're getting down at too steep an angle there. That's potentially a problem. Push through this area a little bit better. These tracks again. It's very tricky. Forming these kind of ridged areas I don't really want to be in. These grooves is almost what I'm kind of creating here. The vehicle's just sliding forward. I've got no real control over it. Need to really start pushing this area down a bit further. There we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. That's better. Ooh, careful. Don't want to go down too far. Yeah, there we go. See how much quicker and easier it is when you're using the right piece of equipment. I was struggling for ages trying to make this smallest little, indent with the loader, so with the excavator. We use the dozer, and instantly we get to where we should be. Well, not instantly, but much quicker. We start finding ourselves in a position where we need to be in terms of where the dirt is and how well we're moving it. How are we looking excavation wise? Yeah, we need to just move this area in front of us a little bit better, so let's change the angle a bit more. That looks much better. We're moving the wrong tracks again. Come on, there we go. We need to start pushing it back further as well. Further up the ramp. We need to start going down at a more aggressive angle. Well, not necessarily a more aggressive angle, but the ramp needs to start higher up. It needs to start about here. Go. Let's move the big chunk of ground down. If I spin the camera around, you can see how we've kind of gone in at this weird angle. We need to try and straighten up a little bit if we can. Something. this is frustrating. This is really, really frustrating. First time you use this. I have no doubt that the more we use it, the better we'll get with it, but right now this is really bugging the hell out of me, this particular piece of equipment. And it's just the control system is tricky with the two tracks. That's what I'm finding, I think, hardest. I'm so used to just, you know, an accelerator and a brake rather than independent track control. And the thing is that, you know, again, I'm kind of used to, with Farming Simulator, you have to hold down L1 or R1 to interact with your front attachment. With this, I just have to slightly tweak my left analog stick and it changes the angle of the blade immediately. Don't have to hold anything down to do it, it just happens, you know, while I'm in function mode. And that's something else I find a little bit weird, because I immediately just naturally go to the left stick to tweak my steering, and instead I tweak the angle of my blade. Which is not what you want. So we're moving dirt to the area where it needs to be, but it's just piling up at the moment. It's not. Again, using the moving the wrong tracks to turn. There we go. Trying to fight the controls on this. Come on, we can push through this, surely. There we go. Push through, eventually. Wedged on something. There we go. Definitely one of the trickier pieces of equipment to use this. We're kind of stuck in a narrow channel as well, which isn't helping us. So we don't have much manoeuvring room. We get knocked slightly off course with something, and it just immediately throws us out of position. See how my right track is just moving much slower than my left for some reason. I keep getting pitched. And then it takes ages for this to actually respond when I stop using the tracks. It just carries on going. I don't know if the equipment is buggy or if I'm just getting controller lag. It is making this very, very tricky indeed. A lot harder than I think it should be. I don't think it's supposed to be this difficult. Worried I've probably excavated a bit too deep. I'll push through. Once I can push through, I can then start to create the lower part of the ramp. It's just getting that dirt to move. It's just not wanting to move at the moment, as you can see. There we go. This is definitely a struggle. Definitely one of the hardest jobs I've had to do. Just at least I'm finding it hard anyway. Not necessarily that it is a hard job, just that I'm struggling with it. Yeah, I've definitely taken a bit too much soil from up top a little bit. This needs to start leveling out now. Down here. Still way too high, look. I wonder if I can actually run this in excavation mode like this. That would actually help. I've never tried to run in excavation mode. Yeah, that really did help actually. I can see straight away that that lower part of the ramp there is pretty good. Oops, there's a medal over there. Not anymore. Ka-ching! Right, I need to start working this bit here as well. Another medal? No. I got excited for a minute there. I thought I had another medal. Of course, that's the trouble, is that when you try and use the L1 and R1 for your trucks, for your tracks, it starts doing that and switching you between equipment. Ah, that's frustrating. Hit the foundation wall? No. We're almost done with this ramp though, by the look of it. Hey, there we go. Task complete. Thank Christ for that. Right, so I need to change the blade angle, raise it up. There we go. And look at that beautiful ramp that we've created without any help from the computer whatsoever. So smooth, so nice and easy. We did an amazing job. There we go. 145 grand for that job. Well deserved, I think, because that was quite tough. Now we've got more excavating to do. Okay, let's move this out of the way. There we go. Right, so let's get back into the excavator. I'm going to reset the vehicle. Oh, damn it, it's reset it onto the road. I thought that might be the easiest thing to do because it was. Facing the wrong way round. I could have just pivoted the body, I suppose. Never mind. Too late now. So we'll get this back into position. Sort the camera out as well. Static camera. So I can see what I'm doing. Oh, that camera's really sensitive. Where do I need to excavate? It's going to be somewhere inside the pit, I'm sure of that. Maybe we've got some pipe work to lay, perhaps, as part of the foundation. Straighten up a bit because we are leaning towards the edge of the ramp. that lip going to be a problem? It's not great, is it? Oh, come on. It doesn't want me to get over that. I might have to just grab a little bit of earth from here. Gotta be really careful I don't dig a hole in the ground where I'm not supposed to. Like that. Instead, just take a bit off this little lip here. Just enough to create a little clear area to move, so I just need to do this little bit here. Alright, hopefully that'll be enough. Can I drive through here now without getting stuck? Yes, I can. Excellent stuff. Ah, yeah, so it looks as though we're going to have a trench to excavate here for some piping. Yeah, you can just see the yellow box there. So, if we pivot the camera around a bit, go to excavation mode. That's the trench that we have to dig out. Someone's told me in the past, when I was using the little JCB backhoe, that the easiest way to do it was to straddle what it was you were supposed to be digging. So we'll try straddling here. Oh, there's a crane area there. Let's set my crane up there. That'll help if we are going to be laying pipe in here. Let's straddle this area. I'm going to bring the dump truck down as well. So let me quickly grab that. So we've got somewhere to tip our soil and then sell it for a little bit of extra cash. Not much, but a little bit. There we go. Starting to get the hang of the articulation on this in terms of the steering, which is good. Perhaps a little bit too close there. And here comes the sunlight creeping over the edge of our excavation area. There we go, a little bit wider away. Let's get the camera positioned a bit better. Drive forward a touch. Oh wow, this thing is in need of some maintenance. We have treated it a bit rough, I have to say. Okay, let's try and excavate this area like this. I can't use my arm. Okay, so I can't use excavation mode for this. That's a bit of a shame. We'll just have to check it periodically. And this trench shouldn't take us very long at all, actually, straddling like this. Ah, I'm wedged. Oh, now the camera's changed. There we go. I have upgraded. Actually, no, I've got a skill point, I think, to spend to upgrade my excavating skills. Let's see if I can do that now. Profile. There it is. Oh no, I did spend that point on my earth moving skills. So that'll fill up the buckets a little bit quicker. Always a good thing. Just take a quick look. These are a little bit cleaner over here. So let's pull forward a touch. Yeah, that's looking better. Now we need to do the other half. Now this is where I'm a little wary, shall we say. Making sure my tracks don't slip inside. Probably not the smartest move, but we'll try it. Oh, no. Exactly what I was worried about happening has happened. Can I actually drive out of here? I seriously doubt it. No, we're stuck. Ah. That means I've got to reset the vehicle. Whoa! What on earth? Okay, that was interesting. Going a little bit of a bouncy ride there. That's not going to do the health of my excavator any good. And of course now we have to make our way back down the ramp again. So straddling is fun, but only when you've got a narrow trench. When it's about the width or just under the width of your tracks, it's not a good idea to try and straddle where you've already excavated. Ideally, I would have just kept backing up, but obviously we had that pipe attachment, or that conduit valve area behind us that prevented us from doing that. So maybe we'll be able to get away with driving over part of it. Maybe it'll just stick us back in a position where we're kind of wedged again. I don't really want to end up like that again. So I think I'll just have to be really careful. Where I position this, play it safe. Yeah, we'll just play it safe. Oops. Okay, so Can just reach the truck there. That's good. Things will end up excavating probably a little bit more than we need to, but you know, it's getting the job done. Truck's almost full. No excavation modes. Empty. Confirm. Go. Gonna need to back up a bit for this one. Need to back up a bit more so I can get the angle. There we go. Now the truck's too far away. No, that's the crane. There we go. Back in the excavator. Spin the camera. Okay. So we're not going to be quite as efficient with the second half of this trench that we're cutting. It'll be a fair bit wider than it probably should be. But at least it'll get cut. Where is it lacking? Yeah, this bit basically in front of me. There's a bit there as well. Almost filled the truck up again, look. That looks pretty good. A little bit more to do. The other side of the trench. Well, I'm going to need to move the truck, I think. Let's empty it first of all. Reposition this. You can see the difference to where we had a nice clean straddle and to where we've been kind of doing it side on at an angle. You can see the difference in the area that we've excavated there. Very, very different indeed. Right. That gives me a pretty clear view. So I need a little bit more just here by the look of it. little bit too close, I think. Yeah. We pivot the tracks back away a little bit. There we go. That was it. That was the last little bit that I needed to do. 60 grand for that. Very nice. So now we need some canal elements. Okay, we're going to have to go shopping. Yeah, let's just get rid of that little bit of soil. So, we need to go and get some canal elements from the store, bring those over and get those laid for our crane. We will do all of that in the next episode. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob and I'll be back with some more Construction Simulator 2 very soon.